about to see how fake of a crash out I am. Now I get a chance to get in the ring and do some shit to him. I haven't been playing for enough. Rikishi, man. I get a chance to go in there and now really fuck him up. It's always been my dream to fuck up a pro wrestler for real. So I get it today. Yeah, I'm gonna punch his ass for real. Then I'll forgive him at that. I know, I ain't gonna fuck him up too bad.
So you heard that from his own mouth. Those were Roger Jackson's own words during his kick live stream before that whole incident went down when he jumped in the ring, tackled Soko Stu, on the mat and start pummeling him, giving him all those haymakers, and he was punching him for real. You know what I'm saying? That looked real brutal. It looked like, to me, like he was legitimately trying to murder the guy straight up. And he said he wasn't going to F him up for real, not like that, but he did some damage. It's safe to say he done some damage. I wouldn't be surprised if dude got a broken jaw from this attack. This was a heinous assault from an MMA fighter who knows nothing about professional wrestling at all. And it's not just his fault. There's other people that should take the blame and should be held accountable. So let's just go over the overview, right? Summarize what took place, right? So at a Knox X Pro Wrestling event in LA on August 23rd, 2025, a work gone wrong took a violent turn when Roger Jackson reportedly attacked Soko Stu during what was supposed to be a scripted segment. Instead, he struck Stu with over 20 real punches to the head, even as Stu was already unconscious. And by the third or fourth punch, he pretty much had him knocked out, right? At that point, if a man is knocked down already, he can't defend himself, he's already beaten, and you keep on punching him in the head, you keep on pounding away, bro, you're a bitch. Real talk, you are a coward. Because how are you going to keep beating someone's ass when they're already knocked out? That's the thing that annoys me about this whole thing, right? And let's take a look, right? Let's go into the promotion itself, which is ran by Hall of Famer Rikishi. He condemned Roger's behavior as a selfish, irresponsible act of violence, stating this kind of brutality had never occurred in its 17-year history. The company apologized to the attendees and fans and emphasized Soko Stu's well-being was the priority. Right? Now listen, this should have never even happened to begin with. This is Rikishi's promotion. So why is this happening under his watch? And if this was supposed to be a scripted segment, someone should have coached Raja. Someone should have, gave him the rundown on how to throw a working punch. Teach him the business before running up that segment, that scripted segment, before execution, before the show even started. Someone with more experience should have went over this segment with Raja. smarten him up. He's an MMA fighter. He's not a trained pro wrestler. So, of course, he's not going to know how to do a working punch. He's not going to know how to do business the right way. And if I can say, this was definitely attempted murder from the looks of it. Because he was not letting up on, after those 4 or 5 punches, he was not letting up at all. And so the company itself, Knox X Pro Wrestling, needs to be held accountable. You're supposed to have experienced veterans that know what they're doing, was supposed to pull him aside and give him the rundown how this is supposed to be done. And where was everyone else there to break up the fight? Who was there to pull Raja off of Stu? I saw one wrestler pull him off. I don't know his name. But everyone else was supposed to run down to that ring and stop that shit. They were supposed to nip that in the butt real quick. After he done took him down and started punching for real, after 2 punches, everybody should have knew what was up. Everybody should have known what the problem was and should have ran down that ring and broke it up. They should have just got down to that ring. Instead of being cowards, they let this dude get away with that assault. Right? They let him commit that irresponsible act of violence. So, Rampage Jackson, Raja's father, he claimed the attack stemmed from a backstage confrontation where Soko Stu allegedly hit Raja with a beer can. It was possibly intended as part of this show. Rampage explained that Raja believed he had permission to retaliate, but quickly lost control. And he characterized the incident as bad judgment and a work that went wrong, while stressing his son was an MMA fighter, not a trained wrestler. Well, which is exactly my point. So somebody should have been wise enough to smart him up to the business and taught him how to do these working punches. But dude already had it in his mind that I'm about to pull up into that ring and I'm gonna do some work on his head. I'm gonna punch his head off. He came in there with bad intentions already. So that beer can to the head, he got hit with a beer can, which it didn't even look like it connected. That shit looked fake. You know what I'm saying? But if he was getting pissed off over a beer can to the head, and that was his reason to retaliate, then that's dumb. That's stupid as hell, in my opinion. And from the looks of it, he could be facing serious criminal charges: assault, battery, aggravated assault, all that. He's definitely in some hot water. And the company, the promotion itself should be held accountable. Rikishi should be held accountable. And all the other wrestlers in the back that let that go on, they all need to be held accountable. Because nobody's smarting this guy up. No one gave him the rundown or trained him properly on how to do these work punches. How to, fake fight in pro wrestling. So, yeah, this is a mess that it's going to take a minute to clean up. But this is just disgusting behavior on Raja's part. I can tell he's definitely not sorry for what he did. Because he meant what he did. And he had the intention of going into that ring and looking to harm, Soko Stu. He had every intention of beating him up. Punching him for real. So, yeah, man, this is a crazy incident. Let me just clarify one more time. Raja Jackson, he had said that it is my dream to always F up a pro wrestler. So he already had intentions of beating dude's ass, right? This was not about broken trust. This was not about, certain expectations of how this angle was supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be done in a professional way that was safe. But Instead, this turned into a serious and unjustified assault.